Let's talk Michigan at Penn State. Domination. Domination. Sure. Oh no, JJ McCarthy's not going to win the Heisman. No one on Michigan cares, not even JJ McCarthy. He threw the ball one time in the second half, and it was a pass interference, so it didn't even register as a pass. You know why? Because they didn't have to. They realized they did not have to. This Penn State offense, it stunk. And what is the
It
result?
has stunk.
Another offensive coordinator change. Another offensive coordinator change. And you start to think, I'm sure a lot of people are thinking, is this like at some point, you replace like 6 offensive coordinators in James Franklin's tenure? Is this an offensive coordinator thing, or is this a James Franklin thing? I tend to think James Franklin is good, but is he going to get you over the hump?
Depends on what you want for Penn State. If you want him to win 10 games a year, 19 games a year, and go out and compete in a Rose Bowl or a potential New Year's Six game, like James Franklin's a perfect hire. And I think like we also have to be realistic about what Penn State is. Like Penn State is not Michigan. It's not Ohio State. It's hard to win. And with all due respect to the state of Pennsylvania, like there is not a talent-rich area to recruit from. So you have to be.
There's some. I think Pennsylvania's fine. It's not as rich as some other spots
It's
in the
not
country.
Georgia. It's
The
not
soil is
Texas. It's
not
not
as
Florida.
fertile as yes,
It's
agreed.
not even Ohio. Like it's harder to recruit there and to win there than it is at a place like Ohio State or Georgia or Florida. Like that's kind of a fact. And like you want him to recruit and to win at a place like that because you pay him like that does not make him a better football coach, right? And like I think there is a ceiling at Penn State as where we are right now. Now it obviously changes with the new Big Ten and whatever else. And like there could be years where they can build up to an elite football team and go out and win a championship game. Like that's not crazy to think. And that's where I think the frustration sits, is because he's been there for so long. And the definition of insanity is like doing the same thing over and over again. Like you're not going to get a different result. And like eventually something has to change there. We saw Jim Harbaugh change at Michigan, and it's panned out for him. Now, obviously, easier said than done for James Franklin. So I think like it can happen there, but yeah, I don't know. But I also think like let's be realistic. Like he wins 10 games a year and makes a lot of money for that athletic department. Like that's just because the fans don't love him doesn't mean he's really going to get canned after this.
No, yeah, he's not getting canned, but it's I guess I understand Penn State fans that are looking at the other side of the pond and seeing what other teams have. I get it because realistically, like Penn State, I think could have what Michigan has. I think they could have what Ohio State has. I mean, they have a historical program. They got nice boosters. I don't know, but I think Drew Aller's a fine quarterback. I don't know. Mike Yurkich obviously gone. I don't know that they benefited him a ton. This run game was pretty brutal this year compared to what it was last year and what we were expecting going into this year. Thought it was going to be just an absolute powerhouse. Was not the case. But yeah, but here's the difference though between these passing stats, right? 74 yards for Penn State, 60 for Michigan. Penn State tried to throw the ball. Penn State tried to throw the ball. But also, too, they hardly had the ball because Michigan just ran the ball. They just ran the ball. This is domination, man. We both took Michigan -4.5. I thought that was easy. Told our viewers in the preview, if this drops below 3 because Penn State punches them in the mouth early, which they did, had a couple big plays on that one drive, ended up getting a field goal. You could have actually gotten Michigan probably about even odds money line. So at some point, depending where you were looking, I guess. Yeah, that was easy. That was free. We knew that this was going to happen. We knew that they might get punched in the mouth. We knew that they were going to come back and absolutely give them the business. This is domination. This is one of the best teams in the country. Michigan, in my eyes right now, it's 1A, I think, in terms of best teams in the country.
Yeah, I was really impressed with Michigan. I do think, and like what I loved about it is like they beat Penn State and they showed Ohio State nothing on film about what kind of passing attacks that they're gonna have with JJ McCarthy. And everyone's like, oh, they don't trust JJ McCarthy. No, like they realized
Yeah.
exactly how to win this football game
What?
because Penn State is really athletic defensively, but they can be susceptible to run and up the middle. We talked about it in our previews back in the summer. Their one weak spot defensively, D tackle. They were a little bit small. And what did Michigan do? We're gonna bring out 7. And by the way, Michigan offensive line, right? Not only is their first 5 really good, they have 7 or 8 deep, and you saw that. And they're like, let's just get our 11 best players, the 11 players that give us the best chance to win on the field offensively. And that was 7 offensive linemen. And it wasn't pretty. And JJ McCarthy probably loved it though. He was probably so excited, do whatever he needed to get a win. The thing about watching Penn State play these teams, everything is just so hard. Like it just seems like they try so hard and they move the ball 40 yards and then they have to kick a field goal or go for it on 4th down. And then James Franklin gets crucified for having to make that decision. And like he knows the reality of it. Like he does not have star players, or at least his star players, we thought Kay Allen, Singleton, was supposed to be Cephas in this year, Drew Allar, like those guys have not panned out this year. And I get it, they're young, which I think that's also a thing. I was like, this team in 2024 can be really dangerous. Right. All those sophomores become juniors. But like, I don't know. Michigan has JJ McCarthy, and defensively, like they have stars, and like they just have Ohio State had Marvin Harrison, and defensively they had stars as well. Like it's just so I don't know. And that's I think the frustrating part for James Franklin's like, hey, like guys, like we're right there, except a couple recruiting classes away. Let me hit on some stars. Also, real quick, I want to shout out like Michigan athletically. I was like Kenneth Grant just ran down Kay Allen on that one play. That was impressive. Number 78 for Michigan, defensive tackle, 6'3", 340. Kay Allen broke a run, and he was going to go at least another 40 more yards, 30 more yards, and that was going to be a big play. He chased him down, and I think they helped him do a field goal.
Absurd.
Yeah, that was oh my god. That was or not even field. I think they might have forced a punt. Like that we talked about Michigan having similar dudes to Georgia up front and like a legit championship defensive line. Like those are the
It's
guys,
it's there.
and they have it this year. And that to me, that was like okay. Don't care about the score. Don't care about how you did it. Whatever. Eye test tells me Michigan is a championship. They're ready to win it all this year.
Congrats, Sharon Moore, on your first victory as a
Fourth,
Michigan head coach.
fourth.
Well, yeah, because I guess he coached like when Janoir got suspended the first 4 games of the season. Yeah, that's
Isn't that
hilarious.
crazy?
That's hilarious.
Michigan's self-imposed its ban so he can get some practice, just so he can get
Yes,
rid
yeah,
of. Like
yeah.
that was
For this moment, that's awesome. That's awesome.